Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope y'all are doing great. I'm gonna be straight up, fellas. I think that there's something in the water that they're drinking out there in Japan, okay? Like, I really do. That or the dudes out there, they're just simply built different. Or their minds are maybe tweaked in such a way that they're just mastering the fine arts of finesse. For example, not that long ago, we looked here on this channel that story of that 50-year-old man who finessed a bunch of simps into thinking that he was some sort of young, beautiful woman with nothing more than that face app on his iPhone, right? Well, today, fellas, we have another story that's kind of similar, right? Of, another mastery of the finesse that comes straight out of Japan. And this guy's level of finesse, it's a little unchecked, right? Like, it's worthy to be studied for years to come. Also, I think people need to just kind of maybe study this guy's sanity as well. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I found an article titled, "Japanese Man Told His 35 Girlfriends Different Birthday Dates So That He Can Get Multiple Gifts." Yeah, man, you read that right. 35 girlfriends. And this story, fellas, it just ends in a way that I just did not see coming. Go ahead and sit back and enjoy. But before we get into that, if you're new here and you're liking what you see, consider subscribing and turning on your notifications so that you can be notified every single time a video goes up. And with that out of the way, boys, let's get into it. All right, so like I mentioned earlier, this story gets kind of crazy. It ends in a way that I didn't see coming, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let's just start this story right off from the beginning. The article starts off by saying, a Japanese man's birthday plans hit a roadblock after he was caught dating 35 women in a clever bid to keep receiving birthday gifts throughout the year. Like, this is already just kind of crazy. A skilled salesman by profession, the man named Miyagawa tricked 35 women into becoming his girlfriends, with each of them being told a different date of birth.
Nice.
Man, this guy's like some next level kind of genius, right? Like, I've never seen or heard anything like this before. I was also starting to think, like, what was this guy like looking like? You know, he had to be some chic looking Casanova looking kind of guy, right? He must have been like 6'5", probably jack dude, probably dressed up in like suits or like really nice tailored clothing, probably some smooth and suave individual, right? But then, you just keep going through the article and you look at pictures at the guy and he's just an average looking guy. Like, he has his average clothes, his average haircut. He doesn't seem like he's crazy tall or anything. It just looks like an average guy that you see in the street, like some sort of movie extra. And he's out here, he's bagging 35 girls at one time, man. I don't even think the biggest females hoes out here are pulling that many dudes at one time, right? Even girls are going to be studying on how this guy did this. Also, the thing that came to my forefront, man, was like, how do I keep seeing so many of you lonely motherfuckers out there who are going to keep crying about how you're so lonely because your ex-girlfriend won't talk to you no more? When this average looking guy right here, right, he's pulling 35 chicks. Y'all got no excuse. Y'all sad boys. Cut that shit out, all right? This average looking guy right here can get 35. All of you, and I mean all of you fellas watching this video right now are capable of getting at least one girlfriend. So shut the hell up. Use this man's ridiculous story as some sort of source of inspiration. Like, the numbers are eventually going to have to play into your favor. But anyways, I'm getting to a little bit of a tangent here. Sorry, I'm just tired of seeing all you sad boys just acting like a little bunch of pussy fucks on Twitter. Continuing on. The man wooed the woman with promises of marriage and then extracted expensive birthday presents from each of them on different dates, even though his actual birthday was in November. Before being caught, Miyagawa had managed to extract gifts worth 100,000 Japanese yen, or what is approximately $922 USD. To be honest, reading this all on paper, seeing that this guy's most expensive gift was like $900, which is probably an iPad or something, this does not seem worth it whatsoever. Thinking about it this deeply, this guy was not getting that much out of this whole situation of what was probably insanely stressful. Trying to make sure these chicks don't find out who he really is. Anyone who has had a girlfriend knows that one girl is enough to take up most of your free time. I don't know how there's guys out there who are out there cheating on their chicks with like 2, maybe sometimes 3 girls on the side, man. It's just crazy. Where do they find the free time? Meanwhile, this guy here, right? He did it with 35 chicks, 35 different girls, okay? There's not even enough days in the whole month for each individual chick. Let's do some calculations here, dudes. All right, there's 7 days in a week. And I'm assuming he was seeing each chick at least once a week, which in my eyes is bare minimum when you're dating someone. Which means that this man was going on something around 5 dates a day. Now, he may have been front loading them here and there, but 5 dates a day. So he's dedicating at least 5 hours a day, 35 hours a week. Again, these are bare minimums here. He was probably spending more like 8 hours a day after all the texting and some dates that would go past an hour. Man literally picked up a second full-time job for a salary that was not worth it in my opinion. Like, let's assume each woman was gonna give him a $922 birthday gift throughout the year. You know what? Let's just round it up to $1,000, which is highly unlikely, but let's just pretend he could sell each gift to make a profit, totaling his salary to somewhere around $35,000 in gifts that he was receiving each year. At this point, I'm trying to figure out why this guy was even doing this. Apparently, he did have a very decent paying full-time job selling water appliances and was actually really good at his job. No surprise that he was a good salesman, considering that he's tricked or, kind of sold his services to 35 different women. And yeah, like, sure, I'd like to make the 35 extra K a year, but not like this, fellas. Can you imagine the amount of dumb text this man received on a daily basis? The amount of stupid emojis and stupid, unfunny jokes that these girls were sending that he had to pretend to laugh at? Oh man, dude. Like, I guarantee this man's Friday and Saturday nights were way more stressful than when Riley Reid's fiance hears her say that she's going to work in the morning. The point I'm trying to make here, fellas, is it's just not worth it, man. It's just not worth it, especially with what happened next. It was only in February this year that the woman realized that their boyfriend was scamming them and teamed up to form a victims association and reported the womanizing fraudster to police in February. Miyagawa was arrested for fraud, but authorities are still investigating as they believe there might be more victims of his scam. Man, this is definitely not the way that this Casanova thought that his party would end. And to be honest, neither did I. Dude literally got arrested for having way too good of a mojo. Now, I'm not saying he's a saint, nor do I agree with this man's actions, because let's get real, they're pretty scummy. I don't condone this type of actions, although it's somewhat genius, fellas, let's get real. But damn, man, like, to go all the way and to arrest the man, maybe that's just a little too far. This guy, Miyagawa, probably saw all those hot chicks around the world who partake in this type of financial tactic of, convincing the richer older person to buy them lavish trips and expensive gifts, all who end up actually walking scot-free when if the secret comes out that they've been like banging other people or they have some sort of secret OnlyFans account. And they just go do it again to the next rich person. He was probably thinking, hey, why can't men do this too? And so he went for it. He tried to achieve his dreams. He tried to achieve that life and recruit difficulty, only to get hit with the reality that only females are allowed to be living recruit difficulty. What this guy got, man, was some sort of D-grade version of recruit difficulty. This man had to dedicate hours of his day, of his whole life, to many, many different women for a whole year, only to make a fraction of what some of these females make in a week. And not only that, the cherry on top, the guy got arrested for it. Can you imagine what would happen to our jail system if we started charging these gold-digging females out here with fraud? But in all seriousness, boys, yes, what this guy did was scummy. But to arrest him, I don't know, man. Just put the dude on blast. Let's embarrass him. Let's laugh at him for a little bit. Arresting him is just a little too far in my eyes. I don't want us to start arresting gold digging chicks either. It's kind of funny, if the person falls into their love trap, they fall into the love trap. It is what it is. Life lesson learned, you would hope. This is like the type of stuff that happens every day and for a lot more money between men and women alike. But I'm curious to hear what y'all got to say about this. Do you think this man should walk away scot-free? Do you think he's some sort of modern day Einstein? Has he inspired some of y'all to do this? God, I hope not. Let me know down in the comments down below. If you liked today's video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you can be notified every single time a video goes live. Feel free to follow me on Twitch as well. I've been streaming a lot more lately, fellas. We've been out there playing video games. I'm also going to be starting to do some streams where we just look at videos and laugh at stuff together. Just a place for us to kind of hang out. So feel free to follow me on there and tune in. Also, hit me up on Twitter. It's a great way to contact me and DM me. And also just kind of talk about stuff that I normally don't bring up in videos. And until next time, boys, peace.